to, first of all, lay the groundwork of why we're here and what some of these changes are going to look like, but I do need to let you know that they are applicable to both the Self-Contained program and the Digital Learning Center. So a lot of your kids do integrate into both. Both of these programs are considered district programs. That means that the application process goes through my office, the curriculum is designed through my office and with the teachers, of course, the staffing is through my office, and all the professional development as well. So that is very different from all of our other gifted programs in the elementary and middle schools. So concerns about any of these aspects probably be better addressed to me. And of course, any concerns or questions about what goes on at the schools, that should be addressed at the school site with the principals. And before I go on, I would like to introduce the principals to you. If they could just wave. Jennifer Miner is here. She's principal at Soaring Sky. Chad Benise, principal at Desert Cove. And Greg Martin, principal at Sunrise. They will be around afterward when I'm done presenting. After I'll take some general questions about anything that was discussed here. Then if you have questions specific to the what's happening at your school, they will be in the foyer in front, and you can just chat with them and ask them some of the questions that might not be appropriate in front of everybody or specific to a school or program. Okay? So these programs are designed to serve highly achieving, highly gifted, highly motivated students whose learning needs might not be met in the regular gifted programs. That's a really important piece here because in Paradise Valley we have nearly 5,000 gifted students. Isn't that incredible? They're not all from our district. They come from all around, some of them just like you. So many of you are from out of district. But because there's so many gifted students, all gifted kids are different. They're going to have different learning needs. So we designed a lot of many different gifted programs for the kids, gifted kids. This one is designed especially for the kids who have exceptional learning needs that even the regular gifted program isn't going to address. So why do they need something different? Giftedness really begins around 127 IQ, 128, depending on the test. So if you look at the bell curve there, 2 standard deviations from the norm being 100, 130 to 145, that's where 90-some% of our gifted students are, the vast majority. But after you get over 140, 145 IQ, these kids do need something a little bit different. Because these are the kids for whom the regular gifted programs probably were not going to address everything that they need. And that's why we designed these programs, the Self-Contained and the Digital Learning Center. But as you can see, we're talking a very, very tiny percentage of our population. The kids that we think are, some of those really good students, the bright kids, around 120, those are the kids that a lot of people think are gifted. They fit into the regular school system well. The 130, that's where most of our gifted students are. And that's 3 out of 100. But look at the huge leap once you get to 140, and that's the minimal criteria for an IQ for our self-contained programs. That's really shocking, 7 in 1,000. So that really does describe the need for these programs. And quite honestly, most of the kids in the program are between 140 and 160. Okay, so that's why it exists. And currently, we have very full classes. At Soaring Sky, the Self-Contained is full, nearly full, and the Digital Learning Center is also full for next year. So because we were maxing out these classes, and I know there's folks like you that do need these programs, we decided to expand this year to Desert Cove. Now that program is growing as well. And I anticipate because we are pretty much full at Soaring Sky for next year, that we are going to start growing that program very rapidly. And we'll talk about some more reasons that I expect that to grow. First of all, there's dozens of kids on the waiting list for the existing programs, Soaring Sky and Desert Cove. And, I don't know, you might be one of those that called me, but I'm getting phone calls already for the 2012-13 school year. How do I get on the waiting list? I'm getting applications sent to me. I'm not taking applications for 2012-13 at this time. We can't. We're going to just barely manage for next year. So we have to take it a year at a time. But obviously, this speaks to the need of the need for this type of a program. Now, the application process. When we have such high demand, means that we probably we're struggling with the application process. So we need to make some changes. Currently, we're on a first-come, first-served basis as far as for acceptance. There's a few issues with that. And before I go further, I have to tell you, all of the information I'm sharing tonight has come from your requests. Requests from parents, teachers, and administrators, but primarily parents saying, you need to really rethink this. It's not quite working the way it's designed. And that's because we hadn't anticipated this type of a growth and this type of a need. Okay? So one of the issues is the long waiting list. It keeps parents uncertain. Sometimes they don't know where to buy a house or live, or where the siblings are going to go. That's very disruptive to a family. I'm aware of that. That's why I'm trying to change this, so you don't have to keep moving back and forth from schools to school. It denies access to some kids who really need the program, the waiting list do. Pure and simple. If a child's on that waiting list and you truly, really need this, I'm going to make sure there's a spot for them. But basically it lacks oversight. First come, first served, lacks oversight, administrative oversight, I should say. So, we have a new application process, and it's going to start tomorrow, March 22nd. And we are going to have a blind evaluation of by a team of administrators and teachers for acceptance into the program. So the team will consist of me, the principal, and 2 teachers from the school, primary and an intermediate teacher. The application criteria will be evaluated using rubrics that I have designed that correlate with the new application. Fall and winter review of applications will occur for each upcoming year. Obviously, whatever is in place right now for 2011-12 stays. If your child is accepted, he's accepted. If she's on the waiting list, she's still on the waiting list. This new application process is for anybody that has not yet been accepted. Okay? It's a little confusing, but I think it's going to be very well explained once you see the application and the information that I'm going to post on the website. We will, however, have a monthly review of applications for any classroom that has space in it. So if 5 classrooms are filled and there's 2 spaces in the 6th classroom at that school, we will convene that team, and we already set aside, the principals and I set aside a date once per month to review those applications as they come in. So therefore, there won't be a long waiting period for everybody. So the new application process. All the students that are not currently in the program will follow the new application process. All students who are participating in the program already are automatically enrolled in next grade. So if you're already in there, you do not have to worry. You don't have to reapply. You're there. But there are some other changes. The waiting list. There will only be 3 names on the waiting list for each class. And the waiting list will be expunged in May 1st of every year. So, some of you are asking, you might be on the waiting list right now. Those currently on the waiting list will remain on the waiting list. I will not, right now I think we have, say, 8 in one grade level. We will have 8 in that grade level on the waiting list. But going forward, we won't. We've never had a bigger turnaround than 3 on the waiting list except for the grade 1-2, and that is going to be solved somewhat by the separation of those 2 classes. So we're pretty confident that the 3 will be good. What other changes?